The best thing about growing things in pots is I get to experiment with things in pots that I would never try in my real garden, because either I'm new to them, I don't know how well they're going to grow, whatever it is. So last year I had great success with the peppers. Thought I'd try a bunch of new things this year, film it early on, and then have something to compare it to later. So we've had a miserable summer. It's been cloudy, rainy. It's mid-June, maybe 3 days over 70. So I'll film it now. In a month I'll come back and hopefully I'll just be amazed. So let's see how everything's doing. This dismal collection of seeds are Sugarbaby Watermelons, which I was promised were designed specifically for growing in pots in smaller areas. And the ones that are on this side, these are ones that actually started in the pots maybe about 2 weeks ago. The ones on this side, the only one that survived, is one I started maybe about 5 weeks ago in a seed, and it's maybe 4 inches high at best. So these are supposed to take off and be like the greatest 4-inch watermelons ever, but right now these sugar babies, I don't have high hopes for them. Speaking of things I don't have high hopes for, boy, look at this rich, beautiful okra. Started again about 5 weeks ago, put it in the pot. It was dying before, so I don't even know whether to mention this stuff or not, but there's a chance this might come back to life. But that's okra, 5 weeks in a pot. What's that? You need a plant that can grow well in a pot in a miserable cold summer? Why, this'll do. It's cabbage. And so these were actually bought, they were maybe 2 inches high when I bought them. Well, if you count this, they're well over a foot now. So these things have done just marvelous in the awful, awful summer we've had. So I've got high hopes for cabbage in pots. Here's another thing that grows well in miserable summers, kale. So I've been growing kale. These were again started, they were maybe 2 inches high when I started, well over a foot tall now. So nice big broad leaves, soaks up that sun whenever we get it. So these again really well in pots. So far so good on the kale. And then finally, and these were started from seed, these are squash. And the biggest problem I have is one of them is a butternut squash and one is a summer squash. And I have no idea which one is which anymore, but they've been doing just beautifully. Again, having the nice big leaves in the terrible cold that we've had lets them get all the sun that they can get. So these have been doing very well as well. So this is part of the real garden, and to me the most interesting thing is if you look at the squash in the pot and compare it to the squash in the ground. So these were all started as seeds, same time. They're actually using the exact same soil. You can see the pathetic one on the left. That's the ground one. And then the one in the pot, it's 4 times bigger, 4 times more beautiful. I may have to give up gardening and just switch to pots. They just do so much better.